Welcome everybody, Gamer King Tario here, and we've got another classic quote-unquote PlayStation Vita review. Today we're going to review Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, which is the original launch title for the PlayStation Vita. Marvel vs. Capcom 3 is a port from the console brethren, but it's a true port. It comes over in all of its glory. Very little has been taken away from the game to make it run on the Vita. It is one of the true, genuine feelings of being able to play a full console game on a portable that you're ever going to have. If you did not play the original or you're not familiar with the series, what you're getting here is a great technical fighter that requires a lot of skill, that's pretty easy to pick up and do basic moves, but has a lot of depth for the true fighting fans out there. It also doesn't hurt that the game features some of the most memorable video game characters and superheroes battling toe-to-toe in tag team matches. In terms of gameplay, Marvel vs. Capcom has three major modes. You can do your standard ladder match mode where you have kind of a weak story where it's just an excuse to kind of go through and pick a team and go through and fight other teams until the end. Then we have Heroes and Heralds mode, which is a really cool kind of a card game where you go through and you have cards that you get and you're able to collect them as you battle more and more and more trying to save the world or take over the world. And the cards give you special abilities and you can collect the cards as you go. That's going to give you new abilities, and the matches get much more difficult. This is the main gameplay mode for me when I'm out and about and I don't have a connection to Wi-Fi, and I can just pick it up and I can play a couple matches here and there, get more cards, and keep playing. It's very addictive to continue to play, and this is a mode that is where you're going to get your real value of the game. Lastly, of course, is online play, which allows you to play in ranked matches or fun matches, or also the Heroes and Heralds mode, so that you can do the Heroes and Heralds mode on a global scale against human opponents. Lag has never really been an issue past the initial launch phase, and every time that I played it now, it's been smooth as silk, and really playing against human opponents is a lot of fun, and is really the only way to test your skill in such a technical fighting game. Marvel vs. Capcom 3 is a lot of fun, but there are some issues with it. First off, it's a port. It's a port of a game, and if you already own the game, I can't necessarily recommend that you would pick it up just to have the mobile capabilities. It really depends how into the fighters that you are and how much you really want to take it on the road. Second is that it's not really a complete edition. We see a lot of games that are ported to the Vita and they come over as kind of ultimate editions. You get, all the DLC, all the bonus content, all of that stuff is included right off the bat, like with Mortal Kombat. That's not the case. There's a lot of DLC that you can purchase for Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. You can purchase new characters like Jill from Resident Evil, or you can pay $20 and buy a lot of costumes. I'm not positive if you purchase the content from the PS3 already that it'll transfer to your Vita. Maybe someone can answer that for me. But if you do purchase it now, it will go to both of your copies if you do own both copies. So that is a plus. Marvel vs. Capcom 3 has three really good things going for it. The first being the most obvious, it's portable. Its fighting games translate great to portable devices. They're easy to pick up and play. You can do a match here on your Heroes and Heralds, match here, match there. You're at a doctor's office, you're getting oil changed. It translates really well. Second is the game controls wonderfully. You can pull off moves anytime you want to do them. Complicated combos you can do with ease, as long as you're not one of those people who has a $160 fighting arcade stick and absolute precision is necessary. For the standard player, I think it's going to be more than capable to play with and have no issues with the controls. And lastly, the game looks great. It really does look amazing. It's not quite up to the PS3 standard counterparts, but it does look really good on the PlayStation Vita. The fighting genre on the PlayStation Vita is one of the deepest that you're going to find on the platform. Whether you should pick up Marvel vs. Capcom 3 is really dependent on how familiar you are with the original title, how big a fan you are of the series, and whether some of the other high-quality fighters on the PlayStation Vita spark your interest a little more. Either way, Marvel vs. Capcom 3 is going to be a fine addition to anyone's PlayStation Vita library that's a fan of the fighting genre.